Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing my 2021 goals. I am so excited. I am such a goal setter, to-do list, ticker-offer type of person, if you couldn't guess already by like my bullet journal videos and stuff like that. I just love setting goals. I love New Year's. They're just like a whole new realm of motivation comes towards me. I'm just so excited to get cracking into the new year. But without further ado, let's hop into my bookish goals that I want to accomplish in 2021. Starting this channel in 2020 has been one of the best things that's happened to me. I am so glad that I sat in front of a camera one day and decided to start recording myself talking about books, because this community is so wonderful, so amazing, like so incredible. I've met so many amazing people. Obviously, I've been on BookTube as like a viewer for a long time and discovered so many books. But there are some negatives that come with BookTube, and that is the pressure to read a certain amount of pages a day, certain amount of number of books per month. All these hyped books that you have to read because you feel left out and like not on the bandwagon. There's just a lot of pressure when it comes to reading in the book community, and this can be a brilliant thing. I like discussing the most popular releases with people and kind of seeing everyone's different opinions, but it can be pressurizing. So hopefully, this video is obviously coming this week. We have about a week and a bit left of December. I'm still aiming to reach 100 books of 2020. I'm currently on 94 books, so fingers crossed. And because I put that pressure on myself to reach 100 books this year because of lockdown and quarantine, I've had the time to do so. I am ready for 2021 to come around, and for me to just not feel pressured to pick up a book every single night, to feel guilty for watching Friends, binge watching a new TV show, watching a movie with my boyfriend. Like, there's so many things that I felt guilty for this year because I haven't prioritized reading. And yes, I love reading, but I don't want it to become a chore, and it's not starting to feel that way, but I don't want it to start feeling that way, especially with filming my reviews and my TBRs and all this sort of thing. Kind of, I feel like announcing what you're going to read, what you're reading, what you didn't like, what you liked, kind of just puts that added pressure on you, and I don't want that. I still want reading to be a fun thing for me to do, so no pressure in 2021 or whatsoever. I'm just going to let myself read what I want, when I want. If I don't read for 4 days in a row, that's fine. I'm going to try and not feel guilty. I probably will at the beginning of the year, trying to get into this new habit, because obviously this year's been so full on with reading. But I'm going to try, and that's the main thing here in this video, is I'm going to try and do all these things. I don't want to feel bad if I don't achieve them, or I don't want to feel like I haven't been successful in 2021 because I haven't achieved them. This is just a trying video, I guess. So with that being said, obviously with being a reader, being a booktuber, being in the book community, I set a Goodreads goal, and my next goal is to read 50 books. I set that as my goal every single year, and most years I accomplish it. 2020, obviously, I surpassed it by hopefully double, and some years I haven't hit it, and that's fine, but I like 50 as my baseline. I think it's a great baseline. It allows me to take a few weeks off reading if I wanted to in a year, like if I went on holiday or something. Not that that happened in 2020, but it's just like a round number that I feel like is achievable, but it's also kind of sometimes a push if I have a busy year. I like 50 books. I stick with it every year. I don't change it. If I read less, if I read more, I don't up or drop my Goodreads goal. It's always 50. So second 2021 goal is to read 50 books in the year. My next one, if you've been watching my channel for the last couple of months, you will hear me kind of repeating this saying, I'm growing out of YA, I want to read more adult books. So that is my next goal for 2021. Is of course I'm still going to read YA. It's still a brilliant genre, but there are some younger targeted YAs that just aren't enjoyable for me anymore. So I definitely want to branch out more into adult fiction, whether that's romance, whether it's contemporary. To be honest, I'm always willing to give everything a go, but I just feel like writing style purposes for me now, I better suit the adult genre. That is one of my goals for 2021, just to read more adult fiction. I'm sure that's achievable. I just need to kind of surround myself and consume content that reviews and talks about more adult fiction. I just need to kind of like broaden my horizon a bit more. My next goal has kind of been on my kind of goals list every single year, and that's to read non-fiction. I am a sucker for fiction. I read fiction through and through, but I struggle to read non-fiction, and I think it's because it's quite daunting to me. They're always so dense, and they're always like a lot to read and a lot to take in, and I just haven't found my type of genre in non-fiction yet. So I've kind of really narrowed down this goal this year. Usually I keep it broad with read more non-fiction. But this year, to try and accomplish it, I'm really narrowing it down to one point, and that is to read a productivity non-fiction book. I am such a productivity motivation sort of person. I think the best genre for me to start reading non-fiction would be productivity, and I have one in mind. It was mentioned in M from a Little Writer M. I mention her all the time on my channel, so I'll link her down below. But she recently posted her 2021 anticipated releases, the video everyone is doing, and she mentioned a book called Working Hard or Hardly Working by Beverly, who is a fitness YouTuber. I love fitness. She's also created the brand Talia and started the app called Shreddy, if you've heard of those. She is the brains behind those two products, and she's like my age, so she's such an inspiration. I don't follow her that well, but when Em mentioned that she has a book coming out in 2021 about productivity and motivation and kind of that balance and not feeling pressurized to always be productive, I think that book is going to be 100% down my alley. So that's kind of the book I'm aiming to read this year. If I only read one non-fiction, that's fine. It's better than this year. I don't think I read any non-fiction this year. I guess All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, my favourite book of the year, is non-fiction, but it read so much like fiction that I don't really count it. So yeah, a 2021 goal is to read more non-fiction. If I just read that one book, I'm happy with that. I've started my journey in reading non-fiction, so there's a thumbs up for me. I try not to feel too pressured with my goals. If I just do one extra thing that I didn't do last year, I call that a success. The next one I want to do is pre-order more. It sounds quite silly, but to be fair, I don't ever really pre-order books. I just buy them on release day and then get them shipped out to me. I never like pre-order and anticipate that release day so I can have that book in my hands that day. And I know pre-ordering is such a big thing for authors. It really shows your support for your favourite authors, books you're anticipating, and I think I just need to pre-order books this year and just support my favourite authors. There's some brilliant books coming out this year by my favourite authors that I just want to pre-order and make sure that I'm supporting them pre-book publication day so they get the best figures and best possible marketing and kind of word of mouth sort of thing to help support them. So that's one of my goals this year. Didn't ever really think about it until I started BookTube and seeing how many people pre-order books. Definitely something I want to improve on. There's a book I've already pre-ordered, and that's Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. So excited to get that one in my hands in May because it comes out May 21st, I think. But Giovanna Fletcher, one of my favourite authors, probably my favourite author, literally announced a book a few days ago coming out in November 2021. So I'll be pre-ordering that ASAP, and Dean Atter, I'm going to pre-order his book when more information about that comes out as well. So I'm definitely going to try and focus more on pre-ordering books from my favourite authors this year just to be able to support them more. And then the last goal I have for 2021 that is bookish related, I'll be going into some non-bookish related in a minute just for a more well-rounded kind of video and to give you an insight in my life a bit. But my last bookish goal is to boycott Amazon. I think that's quite a strong word, but to not use it as often. There's Waterstones I can use that can help support authors better and not put money into Amazon's pocket because they don't need it. And hopefully with 2021, COVID will slowly move out of frame and I can start going into bookstores and actually support my local Waterstones, which is something I really want to do. And also there's obviously that new website now called bookshop.org, which is a database of indie and independent bookstores. Indie and independent, the same thing, aren't they? It's a database of independent bookstores where you can order online and support local businesses that sell books, basically. So I just want to try and not use Amazon as much this year. I've used it a lot this year because I've had Prime, but my Prime subscription ends in January. So once my Prime subscription ends, I'm gonna try and prevent my use of Amazon because I won't have that kind of temptation there, I would say, to just be able to click a few buttons and get my parcel either the same day late at night or the next day. So I'm going to really try and stop using Amazon for book buying this year. So those are my bookish goals for 2021. I am so excited to get delving into them and start accomplishing some of them. I think I've got a good set of goals this year. Let's just say that, because otherwise I could ramble for ages about my goals. Okay, so life goals. I'm going to have a little subsection of YouTube And the first one is to buy a vlog camera. I film on a DSLR, but I would just love a nice compact vlog camera so I can start doing weekly vlogs more often, because it's quite a pain vlogging on a big ass camera. I can tell you that one for sure. So I would love to invest in the Canon G7X Mark II or III, depending on my budget when I come around to buying it. I just think, I know that's like so standard and so common, but it seems to be a brilliant vlog camera. A lot of people have it and rave about it and say it's a really good product. So I do want to invest in that and hopefully make my vlogs better in the long run. So that is definitely something I want to do. And I also want to host a live show. Maybe not for a certain milestone, maybe for a certain milestone. I don't want to mention that milestone, but I think it's kind of self-explanatory if you look at my numbers down below. I want to host a live show. I recently co-hosted one. Cecilia from Cecilia Reads, shout out on Twitter. Anyone want to kind of go live with me reading? And I said, hell yeah, I'll join you. And that was my first live show and it was so much fun. And I just want to be able to do more of them. So one of my goals is to personally host a live show. I think that would be so much fun. So that's also one of my YouTube goals. Okay, and then some random other goals. The first one is to get a Disney fix. I need to go to Disney this year. If I can just go to Paris for a day, I would be satisfied with that. I don't need the American borders to be open to go to Walt Disney World. I'm planning to go to Walt Disney World in 2022 anyway. Fingers crossed. But yeah, just to get a Disney fix. Just going to Paris, I'll be happy with that for a couple of days. Fingers crossed that can happen. Even if it's like autumn time, I don't care. I just kind of want to get my Disney fix this year. I miss it so much. The next one is a goal I had this year, and that was to become a spin instructor and get my qualification. This didn't happen because the course obviously that I booked onto, Corona kind of cancelled it, like it did a lot of things. So yeah, that kind of got halted this year, but it's still a massive goal of mine to become a qualified spin instructor. I have a few brands in mind that I think would be really, really cool to work for. So I kind of have that as like a secretive goals, but my standard goal is to become a qualified spin instructor. I know which course I want to do. I just need to wait for Corona, because I'm in the high risk category, to completely go out of our lives before I can rebook onto the course and go into London and be in a gym and take the course, because it's a 2-day course. You go into London twice and you do a practical and a written exam and la 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 la. But it's a lot of things. I kind of just have to wait for Corona to be out of our lives before I can do that one. I'm hoping 2021, fingers crossed. The final goal I would love to achieve this year is to make a big donation to a charity. I have loads of charities that are close to my heart, and I just want to give back to those charities that have kind of helped my family and I through some tough times. So I would love to make a big donation through a charity kind of event as such. I recently raised money for our Alzheimer's Society back in November, giving up all sugar, all added sugar. That includes sugar in yogurts, sugar in energy drinks, like absolutely everything, for a month to raise money for Alzheimer's, and I absolutely loved doing something that felt worthwhile. I raised £450, I think, roughly. So very proud of myself, and it's kind of given me that bug to do more. And now I have my spin bike in the comfort of my own home. I would absolutely love to do something for charity, such as like a spin bike kind of ride sort of thing. So those are all my goals I have for 2021. Let me know down below what some of your goals are going to be for this coming year. I have a lot of hope for 2021. It can't really get any worse than 2020. Like, we can only go up from here. Whether that's, it can't be like to what we were 2019, but I know it's going to be better than 2020. I have hope. I have a lot of things going on this year. I have a lot of rescheduled concerts. I should be meeting JLS in 2021. I should be going to Ollie Murs in 2021. These things need to happen to keep my sanity. So I have hope for 2021, and I'm excited to crush this year with the goals and the actions I have set in place. Let me know what you're going to achieve in 2021 and want to achieve, and without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below to see more content from me, and without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.